Hello, my name's Chad Moore and I'm a product training expert with Toyota. I'm going to tell you the 10 things you need to know about the all-new Prius Prime. The first thing is that in EV mode, this vehicle can travel up to 25 miles and up to 84 miles an hour, all without using a drop of gas. How did we accomplish that? Well, the plug-in hybrid system in this vehicle uses a dual motor generator drivetrain. So your Prius liftback actually has two motor generators. One of them is primarily tasked with providing drive force. The other one is tasked with regenerating the battery, starting the gasoline engine, using other auxiliary functions. We've actually added a one-way clutch that allows that second motor generator to also provide drive force, so you have expanded electrical power when it's needed for smoother EV acceleration, and as I said, EV mode up to 25 miles all the way up to a maximum speed of 84 miles an hour. So let's talk about charging in the hybrid battery. The hybrid battery capacity has doubled inside from the previous generation plug-in to 8.8 kilowatt hours, but due to a more efficient charger, we actually did not double our charge times. So the charging port is over here on the passenger side of the vehicle. The fuel port still remains on the driver's side, and you can actually charge using your standard household outlet with the supplied cord that comes with the Prius Prime, and a full charge will take less than 5.5 hours. If you use a public charging station or a 240 volt line, that charging time is reduced down to 2 hours and 10 minutes. All Prius Primes come standard with Toyota Safety Sense P. What that means is you get a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection. You also get full speed range dynamic radar cruise control. Those both use a millimeter wave radar, which is located right behind the emblem here. In addition, we also have a camera located right behind the rear view mirror. The pre-collision system with pedestrian detection also uses that. In addition, auto high beams as well as lane departure alert use this camera to help as one of the sensors to help detect for those systems. While we're in the front end of the car, let's talk a little bit about the exterior styling that's different from liftback in the front end here. As you can see, it's much different. We have these quad LED projector headlights. These headlights are very similar to the Mirai headlights, offering that really advanced look. In addition to that, we have an all-new acrylic grille overlay here. There's also a pattern design behind the grille. It gives it a little bit more of that EV look, given that there's not so many air vents in the front. But we still maintain our active grille shutter, which is down here on the bottom. The active grille shutter carryover from liftback opens and closes to let in air when the engine is on and needs to be cool, but when the engine's off and the vehicle's in EV mode, it will stay closed for better aerodynamics. While we're on aerodynamics, I do want to show you a few other things on the vehicle. So you see these two little things here. These are actually not for styling, they're for airflow to help the aerodynamics of the vehicle. You can actually see another one back here on the rear tail lamp. In addition to that, if you move back and around, we also have our dual wave rear glass design. Also adds to the aerodynamics of the vehicle, as well as the redesigned liftgate, which is different from the Prius liftback as far as the taillight design, but also adds a unique little bit of aerodynamic design when you look at this in here as well. So let's talk about cargo capacity and the interior. So cargo capacity in the Prius Prime is about 19.1 cubic feet. You can see we have our sliding tonneau cover here, which comes standard on the Prius Prime Advanced. And then you have your hybrid battery located right under this deck right here. As you notice, the deck is a little bit raised up compared to the Prius liftback. The reason for that is, again, the hybrid battery here. It's also a little bit longer in the back. You can see a little bit longer bumper here. Again, that's also due to the hybrid battery. So when we're talking about cargo capacity, I said there is 19.1 cubic feet. But if you do need additional cargo capacity, every Prius Prime comes standard with 60/40 fold down seats, which allow for additional cargo space. The Prius Prime comes in 3 different trim levels. The base level, which is the Prius Prime Plus, comes standard with things like Toyota Safety Sense. When you move up to the Prius Prime Premium, the mid-level, we're going to get this 11.6-inch HD multimedia display, as well as Qi wireless charging among some other features. And moving up to the Prius Prime Advanced, you'll also get JBL audio with 10 speakers, as well as some remote connect apps, the Prius Prime apps. So let's talk about this 11.6-inch HD multimedia display. Largest display Toyota's ever made. And it's really beautiful the way they integrated it into the Prius dash here. Changed a little bit of the shape of the air vents to make sure it's a seamless integration. It really fits well in the dash. But the display has a number of unique functions. One of the things is pinch zoom, right? So it has pinch zoom functionality here, as you can see. You can pinch zoom in and out, as well as a lot more phone-like swiping functionality. So I can swipe around the map, I can swipe different lists. For example, the audio is in here as well. So I can turn on the audio, swipe that up, mess with my audio, I can swipe it back down as well. In addition to that, we also have a kind of a quick menu system here. So there's a main menu, which is up here. Shows you the same buckets: info, phone, Entune app suite, and destination. But I like to work off of the quick menu. The quick menu, as you can, if you can see the multi-information display up here, also shows which menu clusters I'm on, and that's to help you keep a good viewing angle to keep the driver safe, to make sure your eyes stay closer to the windshield. Now, on the quick menu, I can swipe through and check out the different functions. As you can see, each of them have 3 little hotspots on here. The hotspots are 3 of the most commonly used features. So for phone, you see your favorites, call history, connect phone. Destination, we have your point of interest, previous destinations, as well as your go home setting. And then in info, we have different things like your charge schedule, past record, and energy. This energy screen is a nice look at energy flow in the vehicle. If you've driven a Prius before or Prius plug-in before, you're very familiar with this type of screen. Different viewing angles to looking at this, and then you can also reduce it to half size. One of the biggest benefits of this large screen is being able to do multiple things while still having the map visible on top. So for example, I can look at my energy monitor here, I can manage my climate control, and I can still have my turn-by-turn navigation, which would be right here, and still have the map shown on the top. The map will always be shown on the top if you have the bottom half of the screen filled up, and the reason for that is, again, to keep your viewing angle closer to the windshield, ultimately prioritizing, you know, safer driving habits. Lots of swipe functionality on this vehicle, and again, you have your Entune app suite here. Within the Entune app suite, these 3 icons are the 3 hotspots that you'll see, and you can reorder these to customize whichever 3 you would like on here. The Prius Prime features a new HVAC system. It has a heat pump auto air conditioning system, and what the benefits of this improved system are that it's actually much more energy efficient. It uses much less power consumption and ultimately allows the vehicle to remain in EV mode using all electrical power much more often. So it's really a big benefit for Toyota to be able to use this new system, again, for if you're heating in very cold temperatures, or even if you're using the air conditioning when it's very warm, you can run it all off of electrical power in EV mode. The Prius Prime, standard on all trims, actually has heated front seats, 2 different levels, high and low. In addition to that, on the steering wheel, we have a heated steering wheel on the Prius Prime Advanced. Prius Prime is a 4-seater. What we've done is we've prioritized comfort for the 3rd and 4th passenger in the rear. You see we've added a center console here. Actually has a nice armrest, but also some center console storage in the middle, as well as a couple cup holders for the rear passengers. You can tell it's very spacious back here. I'm about 5'9". I've got plenty of headroom, plenty of leg room, and the seat's actually back kind of far for some leg room for the driver as well. So nice, comfortable ride sitting in the rear of the Prius Prime. On the Prius Prime Plus, the base grade comes with a fabric interior, and then the interior I'm sitting in now is a Softex material. It is actually available on the Prius Prime Premium and Prius Prime Advanced. Comes in 2 different colors, black as you see here, and a moonstone color. The black actually comes with a black center console trim, as you can see here, both here and in the front. In the moonstone, this will be a white center console trim. All levels of the Prius Prime come standard with a charge management scheduler. What that does is allows me to take advantage of off-peak electrical time, so I can plug it in when I get home and schedule it to charge in the middle of the night or the early morning. But let's say that I've decided that I'm going to leave a little bit later for work tomorrow. Instead of going out to my car and altering the charge schedule, I can do that from the comfort of my phone using the Prius Prime apps, which comes standard on the Prius Prime Advanced. So as you can see here, I have my charge management app up here. It shows me my battery level as well as if it's plugged in, and then if it was locked, there would also be a lock plug in there too. You can see my next scheduled departure time is 10 a.m. and if I'd like to alter that, I can just hit this here and alter the next departure time. Another of the Prius Prime apps is remote climate. So let's say I want to prep the cabin for my comfort before I leave for my trip. So I can use remote climate to activate max air conditioning, the last in-car setting, so my last climate control setting, or max heat. And then I could turn on climate and include the rear defrost or front defrost as well. And that'll activate the climate settings for 10 minutes to warm or cool the cabin for my comfort.
The 10th thing you need to know is on a Prius Prime Advanced, you can get the JBL sound system. It is so good, you might want to make it your very own home system. I'm Pete from JBL, so I want to tell you a little bit about this JBL system in the Prius Prime. I mean, it is spectacular. For one thing, when you have the kind of music that you love listening to, you don't want your sound system to add extra stuff to it. You don't want buzzes and hissing and rattles and things like that. This system is so clean and so pure, you're absolutely gonna love it. The other thing is, sometimes, you know, you listen to your music and you hear the sound coming out of the speakers. This system is so good, it actually creates images of the artists and the instruments in space, not just by the speakers. The other thing is, it creates a sound stage that's so wide, it actually feels wider than the car itself. You're gonna love this sound system. Now, I could play a sample for you, but I can't do that on YouTube actually. Best thing you can do is go to your Toyota dealer, bring your favorite music, and ask for a demonstration of the JBL sound system. I promise you, you're gonna love it. Thank you.